Organic matter is anything that originates from living organism that contains carbon. It chemically contains hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and other sulfuric elements. Moreover, these elements are chained by bonds such as carbon to carbon and carbon to hydrogen bond. There are two kinds of organic matter, dissolved organic matter and particulate organic matter. As mentioned in its name, dissolved organic matter is broken down into smaller molecules due to its origin, which is that tissues and bacteria's activities and fuse with its environment. Meanwhile, particulate organic matter is not dissolved and can be seen as marine snow. Now we talk about example of dissolved organic matter. Let's talk about carbohydrate to initiate the DOM group. Carbohydrate is known as the main result of photosynthesis. Carbohydrates consist of three elements: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Carbohydrate is the main source of energy for most activity and chemical reaction in living cells, or control energy transformation and transfer of kinetic materials. And now let's move on to amino acids. Amino acid is the simplest form of protein. It is present in living cell, and the fact that in many cases more than 50% of an organism weight belongs to amino acids. Amino acids make up 2% to 3% of DOC in seawater. And the next one we talk about carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid have at least one carboxyl functional group, the one that is end with COOH. The most common example are fatty acids found in animals and plants. Now let's change the subject to steroids. Steroids are a kind of lipid containing 4 rings of carbon atoms. Steroids are insoluble in water but soluble in fat. The stable structure of steroids and the wide variety of basic structures are useful for biological and geochemical markers. The next one is hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons in seawater contain carbon and hydrogen with the chemical formula CnHm and make up 1% of DOC in seawater. Hydrocarbons are also classified into saturated, unsaturated, and aromatic. Last but not least, we talk about humic substance. Humic substances are mostly of terrestrial origin. Humic substance consists about 40 to 60% of carbon, 30 to 45% of oxygen, 1 to 5% nitrogen, and 2% less sulfur. And the next one we talk about POM or particulate organic matter. Physically, particulate organic matter, or shortly we can call it POM, is more than 0.5 micrometer in size. On the other hand, this organic matter is the non-dissolved one. Naked eyes probably can see it as marine snow. The example for particulate organic matter: detritus and fecal pellets. And now we talk about dead microorganisms. Detritus is formed by decomposition process and can be found on seabed. Detritus is part of marine food chain, which will be eaten by macroorganisms, or we can shortly call it benthos. On the other hand, fecal pellet is an output of organisms' defecation process. The other group if organisms can take advantage of the undigested nutrients.